Refuah Shlema. What are we doing? Refuah Shlema Shlomo ben Rachel. Rabotai, welcome everyone to another Wednesday night shiur. We're very, very excited. I'm sure everyone over here heard, I think the whole Jewish world heard the news about a rabbi in his 90s almost, close to 90. Anybody remember what I'm talking about today? It was all over the news, all over the Jewish world, all over the Jewish world. Today, the biggest story in the Jewish world was today of a almost 90-year-old rabbi, one of the Gdolei Ador. Who was it? His name was Rabbi Avigdor Nebentzal. You know what happened today? Listen to this. Almost 90, 87 to be exact. They say today was the day he got into a car accident. And Baruch Hashem, everything was okay. The good news, everything's okay. So why did the whole Jewish world find out about it? Because the airbags popped. Hatzalah came. He wasn't touched. But here's the kickoff. You ready for the kickoff? Here's the kickoff. Hatzalah has it, and I have. You could see. I could show everyone after I'm done. You could see it. What happens? The rabbi is sitting there in his car. In the car. No, he's in the passenger seat. He was in his car after everything was done, and you see him with a soft cover Gemara, and he's learning Gemara. Everything was okay with him, and he's learning Gemara at that moment. The accident finished. The airbags opened up. Now Baruch Hashem, he's safe. He's safe. He's waiting for Hatzalah to come, but he's safe. Everything is clear. Everything is safe. He's completely safe. What happens? You see it. You see him. Almost 90 years old. You see him, and he's waiting for Hatzalah. Right after the accident, everything's okay. You see him learning Gemara right after. I have a question for you. How is that possible? How is that possible? Usually, you know what they do after a person gets in the car accident? Tell you what they do? Usually, 99.9% of the times, even if everything's okay, they usually give him a cup of wine. Calms him down. You know that? What? From the adrenaline, it's such a big bang and this, that. What do? They give him wine. They give a person some wine to calm him down. That happened. Over here, total opposite. What do? He's learning Gemara. My question to you is, how? How is that possible? What did he do? How is it even existent in the face of this earth to do that? Now I'm going to explain to you tonight. You're going to get the answer. You're going to get the answer from an amazing story that we have about Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef, we all know this. You have to know this, because when Yosef what do? They finally bring Binyamin. And when they bring Binyamin, they set up a goblet in Binyamin's sack, and they go and he tells, go. They planted seeds in it. They don't know it's Yosef yet. Oh look, Binyamin leaves. Go get Binyamin. They want to make, you have the goblet. No, we don't have nothing. No, you have the cup of Yosef. They didn't know it was Yosef. They say you have the cup of the king of Egypt. They go like this. They open up the bag, and if you look at the pasuk says something fantastic. Look what the pasuk says. It says, he says, "Halo zeh, how'd you do that? Asher yishteh Adoni bo." My master, which is at the time Yosef, he says he drinks from this cup. How do you take this cup? Notice he says, "V'hu nachesh yenachesh bo." He does nichush. If you look at the pasuk, nichush is spelled nachash. Hu yenachesh yenachesh. Nachash, exactly the words of nachash. Yenachesh. What is that? He does what? He does. It's sorcery, telling the future. Yeah. And later on, when they finally get to Yosef says in the pasuk, he says, "Ay, vayomer lehem Yosef, ma ha'ma'aseh hazeh, what'd you do? Halo yadatam ki nachesh yenachesh ish asher kamoni? Don't you know that a man like me does sorcery, yenachesh?" So this needs a major explanation. What's going on over here? Now you must understand in advance, they don't know that it's Yosef yet. They don't know. So Yosef still has to put on a facade as if he isn't Yosef. So he had to act like an Egyptian in that sense of nichush. Now what was that? What was that? Like this. Let me explain. What was the Egyptians? What was the sorcery? How, some people, they want to know the future. They want to know how to get to this. What is it? Yenachesh, exactly with the stars. Why does anybody want to know how to do sorcery? So I'll tell you why. What is in the Torah when they speak about it? It speaks nachesh, nachesh. It comes from the word of what? Nachash, snake. Now let me explain this. Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch says, there's one creature in the world. There's only one in the world creature that will never go straight. Even if any animal, when it looks at something and it's going after something, it goes straight. It goes straight. It goes straight. There's one animal in the world that doesn't go straight. Even if he sees, I want to go there, he's going there. But automatically goes like this, and goes like that, goes like this, goes like that, till he finally gets it. He doesn't go straight. Sorcery is a person who doesn't want to go straight. Now the question is, why doesn't he want to go straight? Why not? What? I'm going to explain to you right now. You'll understand everything right now. As soon as we're done, you'll explain it. You'll understand very clear. It means like this. In life, people want to beat the system. Right? People in life, they want to beat the system. They want to skip steps. Right? So therefore, what they do is, they want to see, wait, what's Yosef trying to do? Think about it. Yosef doesn't look like an Egyptian. He does not look like an Egyptian. They're thinking in their mind, how did this man become so powerful? Imagine right now you go to China and you become the president of China. And I come on a trip. Yeah, Jonathan and I, we go on a trip to China, and we meet the president. Hey, he speaks Chinese, but he's like a regular American guy. Hey, how you doing? Hey? And he also speaks, what? How you doing? You guys? He looks like a regular American guy. How did he become the president? So they're wondering, how did this man become so great? Says, I know how to do sorcery, and I know how to skip the steps. And therefore I became so great. Because the snake, Nachash, Nichush, doesn't go straight. He skips steps and he gets to the top. So that's what it was all about. But in our religion, becoming religious, one of the things is, we don't want to skip the steps. In religion, we want to make every single step count. Now let me explain this very clearly. This needs a lot of explanation. And that is like this. A lot of people in life, people in life, it's natural. Because the Mitzvah says, Afriot, Chomriot, Gas. Again, the Mitzvah says, Afriot, we're made of afar. Part of our existence is like from the ashes, dusts, right? Chomriot, the chomer, it's gas. A person not necessarily wants to put in the full effort of working. You understand? He wants the easy way. You know? You ever see the guys who really strive? The guys really put in all his effort. Whoa, you start loving it. I'll give you an example. Let's take prayer, for example. Prayer, we pray 3 times a day. The Amidah, we're praying 3 times a day. Shachrit, Mincha, and Arbit. Now, you might say, one of the halachot of prayer is, you can't pray lazy. You know that? In the halakha, Shulchan Aruch says, you can't start the Amidah lazy. So, lazy, I'm praying lazy, then I have to pray now, but then pray right now, 15 excuses until the guy prays. You can't pray lazy. You got to put in effort. Now, when you put in effort, you enjoy the prayer more. A lot of times, people don't put in the effort. They don't know what they're saying. They don't know this, they don't know that. So therefore, they don't know. But if you know what you're saying, if you know what you're doing, if you really, really put effort into it, like I know what the words mean, you have more kavanah in your tefillah, and you put effort into it, you will start, I can't wait to pray. I can't finish the Amidah. I finished the Amidah, I'm like, oh my goodness, I finished the Amidah. When can I pray Mincha? I finished Mincha, when can I pray Arbit? The only way you're going to be able to achieve that is one way. When you're putting hard work of focusing and concentrating of the words of the Amidah. You will love it. You will, so sweet. I'm talking to God. How often are you allowed? How often do you speak to Hashem? Of course you can speak to him 24/7. But over here you're having a private meeting with Hashem. Private meeting. It's an investment for yourself. The thing is, people think, oh, I'm doing God a favor. I'm praying. Okay, I want me to pray now. Pray. No. It's for you yourself to go connect with Hashem. But I don't enjoy it, Rabbi. You don't, why you're not enjoying it? You're not putting the effort. You got to put it. Because people want to be Yenachesh. They want to skip steps. Okay, boom, I'm done. I don't want to see every word. There's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of Sfarim out there that you can look up at meanings of the word and put the effort of the word. Now you understand it. Now you do it. But that takes hard work. And a lot of people don't want to put in the effort. And therefore, a lot of times in the religion, things are not going so sweet. Same thing with learning. Guy wants to learn Gemara. A guy wants to learn. You know what one rabbi told me? This is one rabbi told me this amazing thing. I never heard this in my life. He said back in the day, when he would get people to learn Torah, come and learn, and that's the way it would work in Gemara. Come learn Gemara. Now he does something else. If you want to learn, he has a meeting with you. We're going to meet. You're not going to just come into my Gemara class. A rabbi in our community, he tells me, if a guy wants to join my Gemara class, I convince him, let's go learn, and he's convinced, let's learn, I'm in. You can't come into my Gemara class just like that. We have the meeting first. Yeah. Rabbi, I want to learn. Yeah, no problem, we're going to learn. We have to have a meeting. So, okay. So what's this meeting about? He says you're about to enter, first time learning Gemara. You're about to enter a understanding and a language that you never heard of in your life. It's called Aramaic. Now, the way you're going to enjoy it is one way. You're going to have to really concentrate and focus and put everything aside, put your phone aside right now for the hour that we're learning, and focus on what it's saying, and really, really try to understand what's going on. And then little by little, you will start enjoying it like crazy. There's a guy who learns over here. His name is Avi. And the group that learns with him, Avi, you guys know Avi, right? Avi was a person that never learned Gemara. He's a very, 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 very unique individual. He's I would say in his high 20s. And he came to the shul. And when he came to the shul, I said to him, do you learn? I asked him, do you learn? He said, no. Told me no. I said, how about learning a Gemara class on a nightly? You know? I'll give you an example. You know, one time, a fellow went to go exercise. He wanted to go get a trainer to exercise with. And the trainer tells this guy who wants to exercise, how many days a week? No, I can only commit to once. He says you could do it once, but in order to really feel it, you got to do more. You got to do at least 3 times a week. You know, got to work on the upper body. Then one day we'll work on the legs. Then you have another break. Then 2 days later work on the upper body again. And he's doing his whole training, things like that. He says that's the way you build. Gemara, same way. Of course you can learn once a week. But when you get into it more and more, you feel it more and more. But what? You got to put in the work. So I told this individual, very nice, start with once a week. It's very good. 6 months later, I tell him, when you come, this time I pushed him 3 times a week. He comes 3 times a week. Last week, I told him, this is about a year and a half learning. Last week, I said, Avi, you have friends that you could bring to learn? He tells me, no, they won't. I was like, wait, I don't understand something. He's like, no, Rabbi, you don't understand. My school of friends, my group, We don't learn. We don't do it. We don't. So I was like, how did you? So Rabbi, I tasted the sweetness of the Torah. I can't leave it. These are the exact words that he told me. And you know how? Because he put in the effort. He says, this is what time class is starting. This is what time I'm going to come. You see him. His phone is away. His phone is away. It's shut off. He's focusing on the Gemara. He's focusing on the questions the rabbi is speaking about. He's trying to answer and figure out what the rabbi is trying to figure out and trying to answer and question and answer. His mind is working. When his mind is working so good, he can't wait to the next class. But what is it? It's effort. It's effort. It's putting in the work. But a lot of people, they don't want to put in that work. And therefore, a lot of times, they're missing out in a big chunk of life. You know why? Because the Orah Hayim HaKadosh says, I wish I brought it for you. The Orah Hayim HaKadosh says like this. Listen to what he says. He says, right, I'll say Beracha. Please don't, you guys can answer, man. The people online can because it's not, it's too hot. Okay, so we'll wait a little, it's too hot. Anyway, so he says like this. He says, I forgot, what were we saying over there? Orah Hayim HaKadosh says. This is the Rosh Yeshiva of Mikdash Melech would say this Orah Hayim HaKadosh every single time. He came once every about a few months. This was the Orah Hayim HaKadosh that he would say every single time. I knew what he was going to say before he said it. I knew it. And I was right on the dot. What did he say? He quotes Orah Hayim. If a person tasted the sweetness of the Torah, if he tasted the sweetness of the Torah, he will go crazy for it. He'll go so crazy for it that he wouldn't care about anything else in his life but just learning the Torah. Please, Atash, pass me that Siddur please for a second. I want to show you Pirkei Avot. Please, I'm going to show you something. Open up, 666. Open up. Listen to this. Pirkei Avot. Unbelievable Pirkei Avot. You ready for this? This I'm telling you, Hazon Ish. Don't get banged up from this. But listen to what I'm telling you right now. Skel Mitzvot. We said 666. You opened it? This is the right page or no? You got it or no? This is the one. You opened 66. Oh, yeah. Okay, here what he says. Listen what he says. Amazing. You ready? This is gonna blow your minds. You ready for this? It's one of the most famous Pirkei Avot, but it needs explanation. People read this and they flip out of their box. Rabbi, how could he? People look at that. What? How could it be? What? How could it be? I'm reading you what the Pirkei Avot says. Listen to me very carefully. We're reading it word for word. You can look it up yourselves. It's in Perek Shishi, Mishnah Dalid. You ready? But don't fall off your seat. Stay on your seat. Kachi darka shel Torah. This is what it says. This is the way of the Torah. And I know many people know this, but you're going to hear it again, and now we're going to explain it. Pat ba melach tochal. Now, before I explain it, there is a sefer called Sefer Tanad de Veliyahu that he explains. This means, what I'm about to tell you, this means only if a person only has this, it's all worth it. What is it? Listen. Pat ba melach tochal. Kach hi darka shel Torah. This is the way of the Torah. Kach hi darka shel Torah. Pat ba melach tochal. Bread ba melach, which is salt. That means you don't have a hummus. No hummus. I know you're like, what is it called? Lafa hummus. What do they call it? What is it? Melafet de lafa? No, there's a name for it. Yeah, but no. What is it, Udi? What? Yeah. What? No. Why mess it up like this? Anyway, so it says like this. I forgot the name. I was with an Israeli once. He was taking me out. Let's go, and he said that word. Let's go. Then I gave hummus or something like that. Don't you have hummus? No hummus over here. You have salt. Salt. No, not even negev. You have some salt. You have bread over here. They had to dip it in something. They dip it in bread. You have bread. Let me finish completely. Pat ba melach tochal. So what? You only have bread. No steak, no chicken, no fish, no nothing. No, not even vegetables. Just bread and salt. That's what you're eating. Umayim b'mesura tishteh. You have some water. Mesura means like a measurement of water. You have a little bit. You don't have the 6-gallon Poland Spring. You have a little bit of water. You have water. You have a bottle of water. That's what you have. Yanni, when you finish the bottle, you have no water. That's what you have. So every day, let's say this is the derech of the Torah. What do you have in the morning? Some toasted bread. They didn't say toast, by the way. So it's some bread, right? Pat lechem, and some salt, and you have some water. Continue. It's not over, by the way. It's not over, by the way. Va'al ha'aretz tishan. What does that mean? Al ha'aretz tishan. What does aretz mean, Joe? Aretz means the ground, right? Al ha'aretz tishan, sleep. That means no mattress. Sleep on the floor.
No carpet either.
No carpet on the floor. Now you must understand, again, according to the way the Tanei that I was saying is, even if you don't have a bed, it's worth it to learn Torah. Even with no bed, if you consider learning Torah. We're not done yet. Continue. Imagine life of tzar. What are you talking about, Rabbi? Tzar, who wants tzarot? Nobody wants tzarot. Let's finish. Uba Torah ta'amel. One ingredient you need. Torah, you work hard. Not just heke. You work hard. The problem is people don't know how to work hard anymore. That's the problem. They don't know how to work hard. You hire a worker, what are you doing? Oh, my phone. You and your phone, get off you and your phone, get out of my your phone. Everything is the phone. No, he needs a phone, then he needs a break to get a coffee, then his lunch break. Where were you? You don't understand. I had to get the whole thing. Before the guys work, how many hours you work at the end of the day? 4 hours and a half. He's supposed to be not for 8-hour work day. But you don't understand. While it's child labor they're doing, they're going to make a whole excuse, right? So it continues. Im ata oseken. If you do this, im ata oseken. What does it say? Ashrecha ba'olam hazeh. Praiseworthy are you in this world. V'tov lach le'olam haba. Yeah, what's going on? If you do that, you'll love it in this world. You'll be so happy in this world. And tov la'olam haba, by the way, the real world. Oh, forget about your king. Now the question is, what does it say im ata oseken? It's telling you kachi darka shel Torah, right? This is the way of the Torah. Now again, according to the Eliyahu Hanavi, the way he explains it in his sefer, is saying even if a person has to come on to this, Baruch Hashem, if a person has his means, great. If you have more than bread and you have more than water and you have more than you have a nice bed, great. But even if you have to come on to all this, it's worth it to learn Torah with amelut and really work hard. And what? In this world and of course the next world. But what does the Chazon Ish says? Im ata oseken. What's im ata oseken? If you do so. What do you mean if you do so? The whole Torah is if you do so. You have to tell me in this Mishnah. You have to tell me if you do so. I tell you, be nice to people. If you're nice to people, by the way, and if you're nice to people, it's great. Of course, it's great. I have to be nice. You tell me, be nice to people. Okay, and if you be nice to people, you just want me to be nice to people. This is the derech of Torah. What are you saying? Im ata oseken. You know what the Chazon Ish says? You'll only understand this im ata oseken if you do it. If you work hard for the Torah, that's the only way you're going to understand what real pleasure is of learning Torah. Of real pleasure is Daf Gemara. You know what it is to learn a Daf Gemara? It's the biggest sensation in the entire world. There's no greater pleasure in the world than learning one page of Gemara. But you say, Rabbi, I come to the Gemara because I'm half sleeping. Yeah, what happened? How you tell me it's the greatest pleasure? You know what the problem is? You didn't taste the sweetness yet. You're not there yet. Rabbi, how do I be there? How do I get there? Simple. I had one of my best friends. His name's David Franco. Rav David Franco. Listen to this. He was hired once from a school to take care of a boy. This is what he told me. David Franco told me this story. Listen to this. He was hired in a school to take care of a boy that was flunking, that was failing, that was a loser. Yeah, forget it. Every time the guy did this, that, he doesn't know nothing, that he like. And his job was take him and make sure he doesn't fail. That was his job. That's the job. Imagine that. This one guy, make sure he doesn't fail this year. It was his last year. It was his 12th grade year. You know what Rav David did? That's what he did. He took one page of Gemara. I think it was Sukkah, the first page of Sukkah, I believe. I forgot which one. He told me which one it was. I forgot which one. And the entire year, he only learned with him that page. Word for word. The whole year of 12th grade, he learned with him one page. And part of the deal was that this boy has to, the whole year, he has to make sure he knows it so well that he can read it. That he can read it. They can read it like Asher Shebetecha. Know it so well. Know all the shitot. Know it well. If he knows it well, then they're going on a trip or take him out and what we promised him. But he said that year he reviewed the first page again and again until he finally knew it. He knew how to read it. He knew how to explain it. He knew the Rashis. He knew Tosafot. He said by the end of the year, he loved that page of Gemara. He said, I wasn't going to Israel to learn Torah, but now I'm dedicating my 1 year right now. I'm going to Israel. I don't know what happened after that year. But imagine what took him around. What took him around? Because he did that one page. And he reviewed it, and he reviewed it, and he reviewed it. I can guarantee you, everybody in this room and everybody listening to me right now, if you do that, just take one page. Take a rabbi, if you like. Rabbi, please, give me that one page. That's all I'm asking you. One page. The whole year. Just give me one page. One page. Let's learn it. I'm going to take notes on it. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to review it. The rabbi wants an investment back, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to teach a student, and the student's going to say, spacing out. He wants an investment. The rabbi wants you to tell him, oh, by the way, you should know, I reviewed it 4 times over Shabbat. You did? Yes. We're going to learn more. Oh, the next week, Rabbi, you should know Shabbat, I reviewed my stuff. Yeah? Psh, great. Let's do it again. And you do little piece. The Shabbat, that's what you do. And you review it again and again. Even if you have to review that page of Gemara 100 times, I guarantee you, after you did that page 101 times, guaranteed, you will love that piece of Gemara. You would kiss that Gemara. You'll go crazy about the Gemara. You'll be thinking about the Gemara. That's what you would be doing. Try it. And guess what? There's 3 places in the Torah where it speaks about miksha. You know what miksha means? Kashe, miksha, hardship. But over there it says it has to be, for example, the menorah. It says, you know how you build a menorah nowadays? You have different pieces. You put this piece together, that piece together, this piece together, that piece together. But over there, what do you have to do? You have to take one piece. Imagine having a nice big piece of gold and carving out a menorah. It's hard. That's hard. Carve out. Take a block and carve out a whole menorah from it. It's pretty hard. And it has to be big. It has to be this shape. It has to have all the flowers. You know how hard that is? It's detailed. It's not like, you go like this, that. It's all detailed on the thing. Straight. Miksha. And use the miksha. Then it says, the next place is, by keruvim. You know what the keruvim is? The cherubs on top of the Aron. You know the cherubs? That was also in one piece. You had to carve it out. And the third thing, what it says is the trumpets. You know the trumpets to gather the people? When you want to gather the people, you blow a trumpet. That has to be carved out. Miksha. It's also miksha. It comes from the son of kasher. And why those 3? Because those 3 represent something that's very important and vital in our life. You know what those 3 represent? First thing is the menorah. What does it speak about the menorah? If you pray, right? Yadrim, which is the menorah represents the light. The light of what? Torah. Kiner mitzvah veTorah or. Or. The or is the light of the Torah. And in order to get that light of the Torah, it's like what? An olive. You know an olive, if I put a wick in an olive, can I light it? No. But if I squeeze the olive and I get the oil, can I light it? With a wick?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's how you light the olive oil over here. That's exactly what we did over here. How do you think this company did? What they do? They squeeze some olive. Go take olive. Squeeze the olive. You get some oil. Put a wick and candle. It lights. But wait, 1 second. If I take the wick and I put the wick inside the olive and I light it, why not? Why? You know why? It's teaching us a lesson. You want the wisdom of the Torah? You have to squeeze. You have to work. Doesn't just come like this. Then you get the light. Then you get the light. Wow. Then you get the light. But you got to put in the work. You got to put in the effort. You got to go hard. Let's go. I'm doing it. Bah! I'm doing it. You do it? Wow. Lights came. Wow. Amazing. Wow. What happened? And even your character will change. Even the insides of you will change, by the way. A lady once said, Rabbi, I'm having shalom bayit. Your husband learned, he doesn't learn nothing. I guarantee you, let him learn good. All of a sudden, he's a different man. What happened? Torah lit him up. What do you think it is? Torah lights you up. Wow, what happened? Fire. Huh? Huh? It's good. It's because it's true. That's why it's good. You hear that? You hear what's going on? Now, the next thing is also, part of it, is raising kids. People think that they're cruise control. Easy pass. You have kids, yalla, see you later. Yalla, go to school, come back. What did you do? School, very good. Hazal Baruch. One day you're all going to have kids. You got to know how to raise them. You know how you raise them? Miksha, kashe, you got to put in effort. It doesn't go cruise control. It's like that, and your kids become tzaddikim. No. It doesn't do like that. It's not going to happen like that. It's the father and the mother that are going to have to go in together and raise the kids. There's a famous PARSHAT that says that if you I'm not going to go into that PARSHAT, but the bottom line is you have to have that effort to raise your kids. It doesn't come squeeze it. And the next thing is the trumpets. What's the trumpets? Trumpet was to gather the people. Everyone is a leader in their own way. And in order to lead, when you're gathering the people, let's say for example you're a father on a Shabbat table, you have to lead the table. You know what I personally do on my table? And it became so used to it that all my kids know. And I did it when they were young. When my oldest kid was in first grade, what was the first thing? What's your Dvar Torah? Oh, Daddy, I don't have. Okay, you don't have the Dvar Torah? What do you mean? What did you learn in school all week? You didn't learn nothing in school. What did they teach you in school? You know? Now she feels like, oh, next time she pays attention next week. Now she comes on the table next week. She has the Dvar Torah. Oh, I like the Dvar Torah. She knows Daddy's going to ask me the Dvar Torah. But that's how you lead the table. Now every one of my kids, they know. Shabbat table, we go, we have Kiddush. Daddy, can I say my Dvar Torah first? No, I want to say my Dvar Torah. Now there's fights. Which one's going to say it first? Say oldest to youngest. That's it. Today, it's Purim. We're going to do youngest to oldest. And Hanukkah miracle, we're going to do middle to the oldest to the youngest. Hey! Look at the difference. But everybody's excited. They get pumped. Whoa! And everybody has the Dvar Torah on the table. Why? Because they're trained. You're going to be a leader. You're going to be a father. You're going to be a mother. That's what it is. You got to lead properly. And guess what? It's all training. You know, I just had a Hanukkah party the other day. Actually, and at this Hanukkah party, let me tell you what I did. I had in mind their young kids. They're 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. You know what it is to be a teenager, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th graders? So I decided in my mind, this party is not going to be just a party. Eat pastrami sandwiches and corned beef, have some Coke, and Rabbi, I'll see you later. And dance a little bit around the menorah. Rabbi, I'll see you later, thanks. The pastrami was great, thank you, tach. And leave. I said no. You know what I had in mind? I had in mind that the whole party is going to be amazing with Divrei Torah. And when they came in, so everybody wash. Everybody listen. Everybody washed. They came to the table. Now they're at the table. I see them about to speak. Very good. Let them speak. Then I get up. Guys, Rabotai, I want to just share something, a story, everybody pays attention, Story that happened to me personally. So everybody got the attention, right? And then we went to the Dvar Torah. And then another rabbi was there. I said, Rabbi, guys, one more Divrei Torah. Another, Rabbi, your turn, your Dvar Torah. And they all listened. And the party was 90% Torah, 10% eating. I could promise you that. 90% Torah. What happened? It only takes a leader to see what's going on. I don't want it to be like this. I want it to be like this. And As a leader, you have to stand up and you have to do it right. And your Shabbat table, if you do it like what I'm telling you, you do it, you train it well. You don't want to be too much. You got to make it also light. Sometimes the kid doesn't want. You don't have to force the kid. I don't do that. One of my kids don't have. Okay, next week. You don't have next. Okay, do it in 2 weeks. You don't have to force. Otherwise, you don't want that. You do it. Yeah, you got to be smart, but you got to be a leader, and it's hard. It's not going to be that easy because you got to put in effort, and that we go back to the story of Avigdor Nebentzal. How is it possible that he got into an accident and he has airbags popping out? And again, he has a lot of room to breathe. The airbags, they pushed it in. Now he's right there. And Hatzalah is coming to him. And he's learning his Gemara. How is it possible? The airbags were on the side. It wasn't on his face. It was all the way on the side. How was it? Because he worked so hard in his life with the Gemara that he loved it so much, he was addicted to it. He couldn't stop it. Rabbi Yosef? You heard of Rabbi Yosef? You know what happened to him at the age of about 102? You heard what happened to him at 102. 102. He had major back pains at the end of his life. At the end of his life, he had major back pains. And he was sitting down learning Gemara, and his back, major back pains. He calls one of his sons or his grandson was in charge. They called the doctor. One of the doctors, they said, check the back pain, right? Do the back pain of the rabbi. And they showed him the scan. This is the scan of the rabbi's, they scanned his back and they showed all the thing. So, okay, the rabbi's over 100 years old. So the rabbi's not going to the doctor at this point. The doctor's coming to the rabbi. So the doctor came to Rabbi Yosef's house. And as they walk in, so the doctor is asking the grandson, okay, where's the patient? Says, he's right there. He sees him learning Gemara. And the doctor looks at the grandson and says, this is a story. It's not him. This is what he mean. He says, that's not him. Where is the patient? He said, no. That is the patient. He says, no, it cannot be him. Where is the patient? He says, no. This is the only rabbi in the house. This is him. He says, what? He says, why do you think that's not the patient? He said, because I saw the scan from his back. It's impossible that if he has a scan like that he could be sitting up and learning. It's impossible. His back would hurt him too much. It'll kill him so much. They went. The doctor said, Rabbi, how are you feeling? The rabbi said, the pain it was killing. Are you sitting down with crazy pain? The pain is killing. Says, how are you sitting? Says, the pain of not learning the Gemara is harder for me than the pain of my back. Wow. What's going on over here? The pain of not learning is harder than the pain of my back. How'd you get to that level? Effort. It's work. And when you do work in the religion and you don't skip steps, you start loving the prayers, you start loving the Gemara, you start loving life. This is the great lesson that we're learning here today.